Coming up on Bake Angel, we're going to make some allergy-friendly, school-safe banana muffins that your kids will just adore. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the ingredients we're going to use today. We have some brown sugar, applesauce, plant-based milk, plant-based butter, gluten-free flour, baking powder, salt, 2 bananas, and a carrot as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and peel our carrot. So this is about a medium-sized carrot. We're probably not going to use all of it just because we don't want to overfill these mini muffins with too much carrot. Otherwise there'll be more of a carrot muffin than a banana muffin. But I just wanted to add some grated carrot into them, as this is a great way of adding hidden vegetables into muffins that you can send to school with the kids for a really healthy snack. Once you've got that grated, you'll see here I'm just going to pop the peel aside, and then you can see how much carrot we've got. So it's quite a bit, and I did use the smallest grater for this as well because you don't want big pieces of carrot in it. Then the next thing we're going to do is start to actually make the batter for the mini muffins. Now you could make large regular size muffins with these, but again we're trying to make school safe lunchbox size treats, so I wanted to keep them nice and small and bite sized for the kids. I'm going to start off by peeling the bananas, which we've let ripen for a few days. We're going to pop 2 of those into a mixing bowl. You can see here how soft and squidgy they are. So let me know in the comments, how far do you let your bananas go before you use them for cooking? And then I'm just going to start to mash them up. And I'm going to use my hand mixer for this, but you could do this whole recipe with a wooden spoon or a spatula instead if you don't have a hand mixer. It is really easy and quick for all of those ingredients to come together. So I didn't bother pulling out my stand mixer for this recipe. And to that we're going to add our 100 grams of unsweetened applesauce. Now this is actually the egg replacement that I'm using in this recipe. So if you're not vegan, you could just substitute that with 2 eggs instead. But we love the extra flavour that the applesauce adds to our muffins, and it keeps them nice and extra moist as well. Then we're going to add 75 grams of our plant-based butter, which is an unsalted butter as well, and it is at room temperature. And I'm also adding 60 ml of plant-based milk. Now you can use any type of milk for this, whether you want to use soy milk or almond milk, rice milk, or even oat milk. Whatever is the preferred milk of choice for your family will go really well with this. Then we're going to give all of that a mix together, and we can start to add our dry ingredients to the mix. So to make this allergen free, we decided to make these gluten free as well. So I'm just adding a regular gluten free flour mix, which is an equivalent for all-purpose flour. I've added 240 grams of that, 1 teaspoon of baking powder to help the muffins rise, half a teaspoon of salt, and then you just saw me add in my favorite ingredient in muffins, which was 140 grams of brown sugar. Now that's going to give them that really nice darker color and also that bit of caramel undertone to the flavor as well. Give that a mix together, and then you're finally going to add in that grated carrot. Now, if you find that the carrot seems fairly wet, you could pat it down with a paper towel first. But again, we want to try and keep lots of moisture in the muffins so that you can make a batch of these on a Sunday and they will last all week as you send some with the kids to school every day. Give that a final mix together then with your hand mixer or your spoon, whichever you're using, and then we're going to be ready to actually pop them in the cases. Now I should have mentioned at the start as well, before you start making this recipe, you do want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure that your oven is thoroughly heated before you put them in there. That will actually help the muffins rise evenly and they'll bake in no time at all as well. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add those mini cupcake cases into our mini baking pan. These are really cute as well. They're just a couple of inches in size. But like I say, you could easily make these with a regular muffin pan or cupcake pan as well, and just have bigger ones, whichever way you prefer. So that's the first batch done. This recipe will actually make quite a few mini muffins as well. So you will have plenty to get you through the week with snacks. And then I'm just going to use a small sized ice cream scoop to fill the cases. Now this is my favorite method for filling cupcake cases because it is no mess, although you can see I made a little bit of a mess there, but it's much easier. You know that you're going to end up with the same amount of batter in each one of those cupcake cases, so your muffins will bake nice and evenly as well. Now, one thing I forgot to do when I was doing this was actually video me adding a little bit of brown sugar on top. So once you've got them filled, just sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on top, and that adds an extra sort of crunchy texture to the top of the muffins. Then you're going to pop them in the oven and bake them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 16 to 18 minutes. And when they come out, they look like this. So you can see here they're really nice and golden. They've risen really well as well. They're all a great size and they smell and look amazing. There we go. There's a close-up look at one. So that's our school-safe, allergy-friendly banana carrot muffins done. And like I say, these are a great way for kids to have hidden vegetables, and you could add all sorts of things to it. You could definitely grate up some different kinds of vegetables if you wanted, or add different fillings to them. You could add chocolate chips in if you wanted, maybe different types of dried fruit as well. It's a really good recipe to use as a base for some school-safe muffins. So let's quickly talk about some storage tips for these muffins. As I mentioned earlier, you could definitely bake the batch of these on a Sunday and then store them for the rest of the week and send them with your kids and even yourself for lunch snacks as well. I would recommend that you just pop them in an airtight container and keep them on the counter all week. They definitely don't need to be stored in the fridge. And if there's too many for you, you can absolutely freeze them as well. These will freeze up beautifully if you either pop them in an airtight container or pop them in something like a freezer Ziploc bag as well. And make sure you check out the link in the description below where you can find the full blog post and printable recipe for these on my website at bakeangel.com. Now don't forget, if you like this video, check out the rest of the baking videos on my channel. Why not subscribe as well, and like and comment and let me know what you think of this recipe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.